We all understand the type of climate that we're dealing with. We're dealing with multiple offer situations.
I'd love to know sort of what's your why? What makes you tick? Why are you so successful?
Have a dialogue with your lawyer. Have a dialogue with your agent.
Both sort of passionate about sort of what we do.
Again, vet your agent to make sure that they're experienced and they're local. I like that idea.
No excuse to miss it on Saturdays from 8 to 9.
That's right.
WBZ.
And now, the show that gives you the latest and most relevant housing market news. Real Estate Radio Boston with financial expert Rick Scherer and legal professional Ali Alavi.
The premise of starting the show a year and a half ago was to beat the myth on the street.
Right.
There's a lot of doom and gloom out there. You see a lot of media that sort of, they keep tooting their horn, talking about the fact that, oh my God, the housing market's not recovered, the economy's tanking, blah, blah, blah.
Sells papers, buddy.
And you and I are both numbers guys. We love that stuff. And we had the owner of KCM, Keeping Current Matters, in, and he ran a wonderful article this past week, which was, let's take the myth out of this all and doom and gloom.
Right. And
some of the statistics that he showed were what? We're seeing that spring home buying season is at its healthiest in the past 3 years.
Yeah. How can you beat that up?
How can you beat that?
Well, I'll tell you personally, I in the last year and a half, myself and my assistant, we closed over $10 million in purchase transactions this month. Probably the busiest month I've had in a year and a half. That's got to tell you something, that people are out there and they're buying, they're pulling the trigger. So, again, it's you can sit on the sidelines for the next year, but people are doing it, they're moving, get in the market.
I feel like real estate's moving towards the mobile side. And having the buyers the ability to, even at sometimes, just take a picture of the front of the house that they see a for sale sign in, having some house recognition similar to facial recognition, and pulling up the listing details right on their phone instantaneously. It's phenomenal. And I'm really excited about, we got this new app coming out with our brand launch that Berkshire Hathaway did, and it's an extremely powerful tool. It uses Intrix drive time so that you can get accurate commute times for, like, okay, here's where I'm thinking about living. How far is this from my work?
It's funny. I did that thing. I drove at like 6 a.m. to the house I wanted to buy, and then drove to work. And so
this is a new app that you're going to be launching along with the brand.
Yes. Well, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services launched the app, and because we're now coming into the fold, we get exclusive rights to it, and we get to use it and send it out to all of our customers so that they can also benefit.
Does it take rush hour into consideration?
It does. It absolutely does.
Because I tell you, if I leave 15 minutes too late,
I know.
I'm going to be stuck in traffic for at least an hour.
Time of day is very important for that stuff.
So let's dive a little deeper. I want to be able to sort of have the listeners have an appreciation of tell me a little bit about what are we looking at in terms of data in the city of Boston, and then maybe we can shift it over to Metro West a little bit.
Sure. Well, Boston's doing. I got some Greater Boston real estate stats from their Rewind report.
Yeah, one of our great affiliates as well.
Exactly. Which actually you can get for free on their website. It's a little bit hard to find, but it's definitely there if you search for Rewind. And Boston for the second quarter in single family, not condos, but for single family this quarter, second quarter 2014 compared to 2013, they're up nearly 4%. 4%.
Wow. So, that what does that tell us? That basically supports everything we've been saying, which is inventory is limited at a premium,
right?
And we get a lot of foot traffic from buyers. So really, now is the time to get into the market, and now is the time to list your property. That's what I would say.
Right.
Now's the time definitely to jump on the early fall market, because that looks pretty good. Like you were mentioning earlier about, lots of buyer traffic coming in. Well, those buyers, 60 people at an open house, that's a ton.
Right.
And
that's
I
music
wouldn't be
to
surprised.
every real estate agent's ears.
Yeah, that to me says multiple offers coming in the door.
Right. No, but one of the things that you guys really preach is to make sure that, because again, we work with a ton of the agents that are just top in their industry, that when you guys go to list a home, it's not, hey, I can give you, I think we should reach to the fences here. It's here's realistically where I think we could be, and being here, we think we might be able to achieve a little bit higher, but get the staging done, get the pictures done. Make sure that you work with an agent that's going to broadcast this to every single person they possibly can. Create all the excitement around the open house. Go knock on the doors of the neighbors. Get them in. Get the nosy neighbors in.
Absolutely.
Call your whole family and say, hey, come in here and just wander around our house. Create that excitement. But anyway, I think it's not just pricing the house correctly, but you've got to set up and make sure that you got one bite at the apple. When you premiere this house, you got to do it right.
Exactly. Your best market share exposure is in the first 1 to 3 weeks that you are on the market. So, like in the spring market, the houses that were selling super fast, and like people would be like, "Oh, look, I just saw this house. Wait, it's already under agreement."
Right.
How did that happen? It's because the homes that were priced right, staged well, and marketed well sold within 7 to 10 days with multiple offers.